Tell you what, it looks pretty different with the ZRT 800 back there. Yep, opened up quite a bit of space. Had enough room now to park my Zero-Turn here for a change. Instead of leaving it out and getting it all friggin' covered in leaves and grime and stuff. Gonna wash it up one more time before the winter. So as you can see, yeah, those leaves. Lots and lots of leaves there, so I'll clean it up one more time. Tell you what though, these blades, these things friggin' kicked ass this season. Even though I used the thing maybe 20 times, if that. Pretty good blades, Sears Craftsman blades. And oh yeah, I got the giant power wash there, friggin' 6 million PSI. Ridiculous. Actually, a lot of people start asking if I still own this thing. Hell yeah, I do. Got the Troy-Bilt in here too. Cleaned up the back a little bit there. Looks a little bit different. Gotta get this thing ready for the season. Yeah, still good. That needs a little bit of oil. Yep, not quite working the way it should. What do we got, dust or something on you guys? Oh yeah, we got a little dust hanging there. That's awesome. Good clean up the lens too, but yeah, give that a shot. But anyway, so that's what's going on in the tent. Looks a little bit cleaner. Yeah, got my power washer back from the job site there the other day, and I put this guy on a few weeks ago. I forgot to show you that. Works pretty good. I like it. Cleaned up the back too. I'll show you guys that. There you can see, looks a little bit cleaner. No more scrap metal mounting. I'll show you in back there as well. Raked all the leaves and whatnots. Looks pretty good. And all back here is all cleaned up. Look at that. These are actually going to get given to a guy. He's going to throw them out, but someone wants them. So, just give him that. Clean up underneath there. Look at that. Raked all the leaves, mowed the yard. See? You can tell. Dug out my chains and my wheels for the tractor. Gonna change out the rims. These are my winter rims. These are the 20s. I have 23s on there right now. So a little bit bigger. And I think I showed you guys this yesterday. Or maybe I didn't actually. ZRT is in the trailer. I'm actually right now trying to figure out whether or not to go out and buy new jets for it or to fix the pipes. We're starting to come to the conclusion that the pipes are starting to become beyond repair, and we're just trying to figure out, should I spend $40 rather, get new jets for it, or should I spend the money and go out and buy new pipes? I think we're gonna get new jets. But anyway, let's go in the shop, see what's going on here. Not a whole lot's going on here. It's kind of sort of gonna be like a update for the first section of the video here. Craftsman, nothing's really changed here since last night, since I made the video, except for the computer's now in the house. So that's all that's really been going on here. Battery's about to die here, but if it makes it through, whatever. I'm gonna try and render this video. I'm gonna try a new different editing software. Sony something or other, don't remember the name of it. It's not Vegas, I know that. It's something else by Sony, something fairly new. I'm going to try downloading that, try a 7-day trial or whatnot on the computer with it, instead of having to deal with the Magix Movie Editor Pro. Magix is a pretty good software, I'll give them that. But when you render the videos, it just friggin' dicks over the video quality of the video. You know, obviously you guys can tell the difference between a direct upload to YouTube, like what I've been doing for the past couple of days, between a rendered video, you know, obviously puts a big difference there. So we'll have to see how that turns out tonight. But anyway, went to the scrapyard today for today. Yeah, I think I already told you that. Cash and load, 120 bucks even. I got 47 for the heavy metal, and I want to say like 73, or I don't even know what the hell it was. It came up to 120 even, and wasn't too bad. Scrap price is still the same. $210 for light metal, $290 for heavy metal. So whatever, no big deal. But anyway, I'm gonna do a little bit of work on this guy today. PJ's not here today. I'm actually just gonna torque down the head bolts there, and maybe get the gas tank on, throw the throttle cable on, do the wiring, and maybe weld up a belt retainer here for the rear. Kind of sort of have an idea on how I'm gonna do it, but we'll figure it out. No big deal. But man, that friggin' pulley was a bitch to get off yesterday. Yeah, that was just crazy. Ridiculous. Thing was like almost welded on there. Anyway, parts for that thing will be coming tomorrow as well, so should be pretty interesting. Hopefully I didn't fuck up the order, because I already had it out with Jack Small Engine yesterday. Friggin' they were gonna fuck up my order big time. Yeah, wasn't pretty. I was just screaming on the phone, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" and all this craziness, and well, they rushed my order. So, and they still owe me parts, so I'll be pretty curious to see if all my parts come tomorrow. That'll be interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna get to work here. Should be a fun day, and maybe turn on the heater, because it's actually starting to get a little bit cold in here. What's the temperature in here? Because my fingers are getting cold. 48 degrees. Yeah, heat needs to go on just a little bit. Warm me up. Alright, well here's where we're at with this thing. I got the covers all put back on down the front here. The head bolts all back together except for two that we snapped yesterday. It should work pretty good. If not, then we'll just have to fix it. I ended up having to do quite a bit of work on this side. Fuel tank line comes down. That was junk. Replaced it. I had a fuel filter that was already on there that I know was good, so I stuck it back on there. Again, new fuel clamps, fuel line that comes down, and then the carburetor bolt had to get new bottom bolt. It was pretty rusted. The gasket was junk, and the carburetor bolt was junk. Here's the bowl. It's you know, I knew when we first got this engine, we knew that it needed this kind of work. The float bowl was already pitted enough that whoever had bought this engine was going to need to be replaced. We just didn't think PJ was going to be buying the engine off of us. So I ended up hooking him up. I got him a little new bowl, new gasket. I don't even know what I did with the gasket. The gasket was just ripped in two. So I ended up replacing that. I'm going to probably end up making an exhaust for him. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it yet. I have kind of sort of an idea. I might take this muffler here, regular Craftsman LT1000 muffler, you know, and I might cut somewhere like right in here, straight across, and then I have these pieces over here that came off of Briggs Opposed Twin, you know, the big turbo cools and stuff like that. And actually, all I gotta do is if I cut this pipe down, this pipe here will actually slide right into the unit. I can show you. Alright, so you see this end here? Pretty much same thickness all around. I can do something just like that, weld it on, and then go in, and then I'll have to create my own. This flange here will probably get cut, and then, you know, bolted onto there. I have the muffler to this tractor someplace. I just can't find it. I haven't fully figured out what I did with it. I don't think I left it up there. I kept seeing it. I know exactly where it was too. It was in that corner where the old shelf was to be. It was tucked in there because I knew it went to this engine, because I knew that the exhaust was on that side, not this side. So unless I put in the exhaust drawer, I have and these two filing cabinet drawers right here are just full of Briggs & Stratton Tecumseh muffler and Kohler mufflers in there. So it could possibly be in there, but I don't think I did. But the wood stove, this thing's actually coming out here possibly tomorrow. Someone's interested, so I'll wait on that. On this side here, I had to replace the O-ring that goes around this tube here. Luckily I had a Briggs one. Swap that out. Brand new there. Wiring's all done. I had, just to do an extension that comes across, and then boom, boom, boom. I'll eventually wrap it up in electrical tape, so that way if it gets wet, no big deal. I could have used shrink tubing, but I don't have any. Then I had this wire. I was like, oh, alright, I have some of this wire. I knew it was blue, and I've seen it around over there, so I was like, alright, cool, I'll just, use it, and boom, boom. Well, This wire is complete shit. I didn't realize I actually saved this stuff. There's probably about 2 to 3 strands of wire in this one little thing actually, and this wire here came with my this kit I bought off eBay. It was the kit that went to my truck for the SoundStream speakers, and you know the what do you want to call it there? This is not the subwoofer, but the freaking amp. I got a whole kit, and it came with the wires and this and that to wire in the amp and all the 4 speakers and stuff like that. It's like, all right, cool. The day I go to put this stuff in my truck, I use this blue wire shit, and it is just 100% shit. There's only like 2 wires. Here's a good one. That's exactly how many wires are in this. That's it. 2 to 3 wires. This one actually has 4. So maybe there is 4 wires in here. But that's it. That's all they gave you. Like, all the other wires they gave me were nice, but these speaker wires are just shit, you know? So, like, it's just, you can't win. But a funny story about that, I was actually putting 2 to 2 together. I was thinking about pulling the speakers and the amp and stuff out of my truck, and then I realized, in order to get the speakers into my truck, I actually had to hack open the door to fit the speakers because I bought bigger speakers for my truck. Oops, can't take those out when I go to sell the truck. I'm actually thinking about maybe getting some pretty rugged tires and rims for the truck. I want to maybe get, if I can possibly put 35s on it, that'd be pretty cool, and maybe do like a little body lift. I don't really see myself getting much power equipment anymore with the truck. If anything, I'll get a trailer now. I can use Dwayne's trailer anytime. So I kind of sort of do want to lift that truck. Like, it's just, it calls for a lift, you know? Like, you don't see too many 2000 Ford F-150s XLT with the, you know, with the 4 doors, not the full 4 doors, but the half. You know, you get the 2 4 doors that open and stuff like that with an 8-foot box. You don't see that, and that would be a pretty cool truck to lift. But then again, I do every now and then I think about selling it, maybe get a bigger truck for the trailer. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, so wiring's done. Now I'm actually getting ready to work in the back here and figure out what I can do back here for a belt retainer. I kind of sort of have a couple of ideas. I might just grab a piece of sheet metal and come right along here and whoop and cross. Should be pretty good. But yeah, I just can't believe how much shit I had to cut off this thing. It's lucky I didn't damage the gasket or the aluminum when I was cutting that yesterday, so I got lucky. Holy, look at the friggin' that mess. Oh my goodness. Jeez. Well, that's a good song you don't hear much anymore. Anyway.
Becky was a beauty from South Alabama. Her daddy had a heart like a 9-pound hammer. Think he even did a little time in the slammer. What was I thinking?
Now that's a great song right there. Dirk Spelling, What Was I Thinking? You don't hear that song too much anymore. Anyway, so I think you guys are going to have to start calling me Musty One from now on. Just the darndest thing, you know. If you don't watch his videos, you should probably check him out and stuff like that. But one of his little things that he does like to do is he uses his own tools sometimes to build things. And sure enough, I had to use some tools this time. Gotta love Harbor Freight. That's need a flashlight, I think, underneath there. But if you don't check him out, check him out. I've met him a few times. He's come down to the shop, and we did some trading a couple times before. Let's see. Huh, my flashlight is missing. I guess I'll have to use my phone. But here's what I came up with. Alright, let's see. Friggin' gotta break out this thing. I gotta download that damn app. Oh, that's an Instagram moment right there. Fuck that. Alright, there we go. How's that look? A little better? So what I end up doing is, believe it or not, this piece of sheet metal here, well, it's not sheet metal, it's, you know, pretty thick steel. It's about 1/8 inch thick steel, or actually it's probably about 16 thick steel. Anyway, that's not the point. So, we used this piece yesterday to try and pry up this pulley off of it. So I ended up just reusing it, and I bent it up just a little bit. A few of you guys, son of a bitch. Some of you guys sent me a message saying make sure you don't do any more or any less than 1/4 of an inch. So I kind of sort of made that pretty much dead on, except for this one little corner here, which is, you know, right there. So we get that all set up, and I ended up using some Allen wrenches. I had a bunch of those. I have literally a whole drawer full of Allen wrenches over there, and they were all shitty ones, so I ended up doing something like that. Welded her up, and it worked, you know. It was just at the perfect angle to where I had enough meat there to weld something on, and seemed to work pretty good, I gotta say. So I think that's a pretty key factor right there. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. But one thing we noticed yesterday, this tractor here is the same year as that. And these two tractors, believe it or not, are the same year as my Husqvarna rototiller and that push lawnmower that was sitting there. Oh, you guys didn't see it this morning, but you know which one I'm talking about. So I found that pretty funny. I got 4 pieces of power equipment from Husqvarna all from the same year. That goes to tell you something right there. Husqvarna's in 2004, starting to break down in 2012. Next year we'll probably start to get the 2005s in. Just saying. But then again, my Husqvarna that's sitting outside there, that's a 2008. And I still have yet to have any problem with that, knock on friggin' wood. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. We're good. Friggin' knocked on wood. The real shit, too. Douglas fir. Anyway, so that's what we got going on. I'm actually getting ready to try and find a belt from yesterday. Oh, found it. I'm going to use this belt to pretty much make the new one, just so I can get the size and run down to Easton Bearings tomorrow so I can pick up the belt. I have an idea on how much is probably going to come off this. If I did the math right, it'll be about 5 inches coming off this belt. Probably going to be wrong, so I'm just going to double check everything. I'm going to throw this guy on there first, and then just loop it around, and then if I have to cut, trim, you know, whatever. One of you there commented yesterday that I should be using cast iron pulley. Well, I had a little problem trying to find the cast iron pulley. I was lucky enough to even get a 3-inch steel pulley, never mind a cast iron pulley. Thing of it is, if I were to put a cast iron on there, it would cost me $110 at Easton Bearings, and I was not spending that. I know for a fact it should not cost $110 for a 3-inch pulley this big with a hole this big in it. You know what I'm saying? So, I went down to Tractor Supply, and we don't even have a Tractor Supply near us. I live literally, I could throw a friggin' rock at Fenway Park if I wanted to. That's how close I am to friggin' Boston, okay? You're not going to find no Tractor Supply where I'm at. So I had to travel, it was like a good hour and 10-minute ride down to, I don't even remember. I know it was past Foxborough. And that's where I had to get the friggin' pulley. And they didn't even have a cast iron pulley. So I went with this one. It's good enough. He ain't gonna be just rip-roaring through the woods, you know. He's just gonna be putt-putting up and down the street to piss off some of the neighbors, if you know what I'm saying. So, anyway. So I'm gonna start measuring up that, and we pretty much should be good to go. I think he'll come back tomorrow. He's going to drain the oil, throw some fresh fuel in it. I could probably actually, I'll wait till we get the belt on tomorrow. And I think he'll be driving this thing tomorrow. If not, I will, because I want to freaking drive this thing. It should be a little faster, you know. I mean, I'm not expecting it to go 90 million miles an hour, but, you know, it would be kind of cool. But I don't see that happening. I'd see the thing going maybe about 25 miles an hour, max maybe. I don't know. You guys tell me. What do you guys think? I'm thinking 25 and 6th gear. You know, you figure the tractor already, you know, at the speed that's set at, probably does about 8 to 9 miles an hour. So I'm not expecting like a big difference, you know. Anyway, back to work. Aw, damn it, I missed the song. What is this? Casey James crying on Susie. I actually kind of surprised. So I have this belt here. I kind of sort of put 2 and 2 together last night. I figured there was a 9-inch pulley in the rear, and there was possibly a 4-inch in the front. I mean, I don't even know if that's correct. I know the rear's a 9. Let me just check this front here. I'll be very surprised if this is actually how you do it. Like, I honestly just guessed on this. Let's see. Yeah, 4-inch pretty much in the front. So pretty much the way I did it was, I don't even know if you should even try this. This is pretty scary. What we do is I added the 4-inch pulley to the 9-inch pulley, and that gives me 13 inches in diameter of one big pulley. I figured that would be a length of, that would be added to that belt. So I don't even know really how to explain it. So what I did was I added the new pulley, which is the new 5" in the front and 3" in the rear, and that equals up to 8. So I minus 8 minus 13, and I get 5. Surprisingly enough, that's how many inches I have to take off that belt. I don't even know if that's how you do it. I just guessed, and sure enough, my guess is accurate. This is exactly a little bit, a little bit teeny, like almost a 16th bigger than 5 inches. I think I might have did math right for once, even though I am kind of sort of good at math. I checked it with the brake on, I checked it with the brake off, and yeah, I don't even believe that. Maybe that's how you do it. I probably should have Googled it, checked it, but if you want to try something, if you get a Craftsman LT1000 chassis with a friggin' 9" in the rear, 4" just like that in the front, pretty much that's what you're looking at, so that's pretty cool. So all I gotta do tomorrow, gonna need some bangs, pick me up a new $13 belt. A lot of you guys ask where I get my belts. Guys, if you go on, if you give these guys a call right here, I mean, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but if you want the friggin' camera will focus, there you go. There's the phone number right there. And that's the place where I get the belts, and you can actually get some pretty cheap belts there. Like, they're Goodyear belts, but for the price, it's pretty cheap. I reckon for this here tractor, it's going to cost me about $12.50 for a new belt. For the smaller ones, like we're talking maybe, I don't know, like a snowblower belt, I guess we could say. You're looking at about maybe $7 for one of those. So if you want, call them up, order yourself a belt. They're pretty cheap. The belts aren't cheap, but the prices are cheap. You know what I'm saying? They're Goodyear belts, and for NASCAR, they use Goodyear tires. So if NASCAR people use it, why not we use it? We're a bunch of yahoos down here, or up here, whatever the hell you want to call us. Remind me of NASCAR. Anyone watch that NASCAR race this weekend? That shit was pretty crazy. Freaking Jeff Gordon got into a fight there. Pretty funny. I thought it was pretty funny. Little girls fighting. But anyway, yeah. So I think we're going to have the project here for right now for today. I'm going to go play with this new editor, see how this thing works. Tomorrow I think I might be driving it with or without PJ. Oh yeah, I got to put some air in that tire. It should be interesting. Hopefully it's a project that we actually succeed at, considering the last, 2 projects we tried making go fast, completely failed. The Aaron's redneck lawn chair there, that was a pretty good fail, eh? And what else was it? Oh yeah, the Burns tractor, that was the other good fail. Yeah, now we got the Husqvarna, usually 3rd time's a charm. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys all tomorrow. Until then, do your math.